Hello and welcome to the 12th episode of the Metabreakers Podcast, starring your boy D-Money. We got Warshack, we got DracoCatt as always, and we have a special guest all the way in the corner over there. I see you, RisaiTV. Great streamer, amazing guy, beautiful voice. It's actually just perfect for podcasts in general. He says it's his mic, but I don't believe him. Welcome to the show, RisaiTV. How are you doing? How does it feel to be on?
What's up? Thanks for having me. It feels amazing. This is my first podcast, and I'm, here with the best people.
Wow. Well, we appreciate you being here. And sorry for making you wait. Seriously, I apologize. I was having some computer problems, chat, so that's why we're starting late. It's all my fault. You can blame me.
I needed time to wake up anyways. You guys are pulling me out of sleep.
Because you're in California, it's like still the morning there, right?
I mean, it's like 10:30. I should be awake by now. It's my own fault for not being awake.
What time do you normally wake up?
I like 9:30.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I cannot relate.
I'm a bit tired.
So as our special guest, let chat know a little bit about yourself. How long have you been playing Hearthstone? Maybe what got you into it? Highest rank, favorite deck, just some gens so we can get started and kind of get a feel for you,
All right, so started Hearthstone during TGT. I never really played competitively. In fact, I really only played Arena. Obviously, I started off watching Crip as always, as most do. I don't know. I just really liked it. I ended up getting somewhat competitive with it with the rotation Whispers of the Old Gods, and then I didn't start streaming. I played for a year or two. I didn't start streaming Hearthstone until December 2018, which was the Rise of Shadows metagame starting. I believe. I'm pretty sure that's the one, and I've been streaming since then. So about almost 2 years of streaming now. So
it's crazy that was so long ago. I feel
I
Rise of
know.
Shadows was yesterday.
It doesn't feel like that long, but I look back on the time oh yeah, I guess that was. Hey, what's up, Doobles?
Yeah, so Risai was also killing it with Quest Hunter. We were just talking about it a little before. He did get almost a top 16 finish with Quest Hunter a few months ago.
Did I say Rise of Shadows? I meant Rosticon. There we go. That makes more sense.
Okay, there you go.
I started with Rosticon's Rumble, which was a year ago.
Yeah, I don't remember anything, but I just play with whatever we got,
You mentioned that. Yeah, you mentioned that last podcast that when me and Draco start, reminiscing on old metas, you're like, dude, I don't even remember that. When did that exist? We're like, I don't know, 2 months ago.
I've been playing since the closed beta. Everything's just a giant blur. It's just, there's been so many different things that came into the game and then out of the game and then nerfed and all that. It's some people tell me oh, do you remember when Nat Peggle was pre-nerf or something? I'm like, I don't remember, man.
Oh shit.
The grand tournament had that one priest card that had a insane amount of health, and it healed you when you healed or something, and it was Inspire Heal, and it had 9 or 8 health, so it was the perfect inner fire combo thing. Remember that thing?
The 4-mana card, 4-mana 1/9.
That was crazy.
I don't remember cards by names. I remember them by stats and effects.
Yeah. That's all I wanted to do in Grand Tournament because I wasn't a super good Hearthstone player back then. I just wanted to inner fire combo people with the 1/9 thing. So that was all I did in the beginning of that phase of my life.
What was the card?
I know what you're talking about.
What was the ability?
Medic, I believe, is the name.
It was an Inspire that healed you.
Oh, okay. 4-mana 1/9 Inspire Heal. I remember. I remember maybe a little bit about it, but okay. Not a deck that I miss.
It was an awful card.
Tournament Medic. That's what it is.
It was an awful card. You should not have been using that.
That is what I think of when I think about the Grand Tournament. I think about Tournament Medic existing because that thing was crazy. Where it's they put this thing down that heals them forever, and you have to get rid of it, or else they're gonna interfire you. So Yeah, I guess that would probably still be playable now, right?
No.
I don't think it was playable then.
No, was it?
I don't think it was either. Yeah, I don't know what rank you were back then, Draco.
I was a noob, guys.
Just
It
got
still works sometimes.
tournament medic. It's OP.
It is OP.
6 mana, 1/8, heal myself for 4. That's so good.
Good.
That's
times.
honestly not a deck I miss. That Inner Fire, Divine Spirit Priest. So
Yes, I think a lot of people are happy to see that gone. We
Mhm.
do have a lot of things to talk about, so we should probably get into the first thing here, which is always the meta. So we see.
Let me look and see
what we
how it
got here.
changed. That's always what I feel like I need to look at immediately. Is how did it change from the previous?
Druid
week?
dropped. I see. My Druid, I believe, dropped.
It did drop.
Yes.
Good eye.
Mm-hmm.
It dropped a lot, actually. Almost, and it was not an entire percentile, but actually, wait.
It dropped
is.
two.
Yeah.
Two ranks, right? It was third before.
Yeah. It went from 50.2% to 49.2%.
And I believe that is because more people are playing Druid now because it's super popular. So when you have all the people copy pasting the Druid and the people aren't that good with the deck, stats go down.
I would argue that it's because more people are playing Druid, which means more people are like, wow, this is free wins with Demon Hunter, and that bumps up the Demon Hunter stats.
Exactly.
Okay. So I feel like I really don't mind playing against the Demon Hunter with the Druid, to be honest. But I guess it's like I would definitely say it's definitely favored for the Demon Hunter. But Demon Hunter is one of those classes that when I play against, I don't mind it. I feel like I never get cheated. Like they play the cards that are in their deck, and if they play well, congrats. But some of the other decks right now, it's like they can do big cheats. So I really don't mind.
Is the Demon Hunter matchup that bad for Spell Druid?
Oh, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty bad.
I feel like it's doesn't feel that bad when you're playing Spell Druid and you queue into a Demon Hunter. Am I crazy?
I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind it.
I disagree because usually as a druid, you're doing nothing until like turn 4. That's with ramp. Turn 4 with ramp, you get a full board of 2/2s maybe if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And if they already have like the weapon, if they already have like a whole bunch of like early scaling minions, you're already like half dead.
Well, you guys are right. It's got a 5%. It's almost an entire 5% difference, right? It's got a 45.1% difference as like an overall matchup in Spell Druid. But at the same time, that's still a winnable one. Like
I think it depends on which version of Druid, because
of course.
I think the Spell Druid is going to do better against Demon Hunter, just because they have the Glowfly swarms, and they usually like they don't have just these big guys like the more dragon centric Druid. So I think that's maybe like the free win for Demon Hunter is if it's the Dragon Druid, more of a Dragon Druid. But like
right.
Spell Druid, it's still, I think it's definitely still favored for Demon Hunter, like you're saying. I think it's like a free win for it. But if they do get out that early Glowfly swarm, if they like Breath of Dreams or something on turn 2 and then innervate into it the next turn, then it's pretty tough for Demon Hunter to deal with. It really just is dependent on their start, and that's like something that people complain about with Druid. It's like pretty high rolly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, do you get your ramp or do you not get your ramp?
Yeah, I was watching a little bit of the casters of the Grandmasters this weekend, and they were just like, when Druid draws the 2-mana ramp and the 4-mana ramp, they kind of just win, and when they don't, they kind of just lose. But I've been opting to instead of swipes, I've been putting in Starfalls for the Demon Hunter matchup, and those 2 cards, like 2 Starfalls, like it's so good because everything has 2 HP, and then they never expect it. So you just like go innervate Starfall, and you're pretty good for at least a turn or 2. Maybe that
I've been
helps
wrecked by
matchup.
that. Yeah, that's whoever does that. It's damn it, Rob. Don't tell everyone to run Starfall now.
I've just been like, no one plays around the Starfall. They always play around Swipe. So stop playing Swipe and play Starfall. It's easy.
It's dumb to play around Starfall from the Demon Hunter perspective because no one runs it. It's like
exactly.
What's the worst thing that's gonna happen?
You have to play it at that point. How could you not afford to?
Yeah, Yeah, that's definitely. It's like when you start running like explosive trap and your secret set up, and no one's doing that at all, and all of a sudden like people just completely ignore playing around that because it's not typical. But yeah, it's Starfall is the same concept, right?
I mean, that's great. You're supposed to counter the meta, and he's doing just that. So that's what we love to see.
There you go, guys. Put a
Innovative
Starfall
decks.
in your Druid deck. Win.
I promise you, it's good. Sometimes.
Yeah, but besides the Druid going down, it looks like everything is like really the same, right?
Warrior went up, Demon Hunter went up, Hunter went down.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter went down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
Hunter was one last week.
It's the same rank,
you're talking,
but it went down a solid percentile.
I would like to point out the fact that Warrior is currently number 3, and if I look at like Legend top 100 right now, top 1000 right now, it's all Warrior. 3 different types of Warrior is what I see. So I just wonder why that like discrepancy. There we go.
What are the 3 warriors that you're seeing up there?
Bomb Warrior, Egg Warrior, and Rage Warrior. Egg Warrior and then Rage Warrior basically the same deck with different 2-drops. But Bomb Warrior and those are like somewhat 2 different archetypes. One's more mid-ranging, one's more actually they're both mid-ranging, but one's more aggro, one's more control.
Okay, and do they run the
really good, like way ahead of Egg Warrior though. Like from what I'm looking at, if it's the same thing as you, it's like it's almost an entire % higher. In winning.
I believe that's just because of the certain matchups that are in the metagame right now.
Probably.
The Highlanders or something else.
Highlander, Hunter, and I believe Spell Druid. A lot of the decks that like go through their deck really quickly end up losing to Bomb Warrior because
and they run
20, 30 damage.
Yeah, and they run the Clockworks, right? Or is that only like
no?
Okay, no, then no Clockworks, just the Wrench.
Wrench Calibers and Corsair Cash just to boost them up, and even like Greenskins.
Sometimes Horde Pillager too.
Yeah, Horde Pillager. Usually one of
that deck it was originally. I thought it was created. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Didn't this deck kind of come to fruition as a warrior deck to counter Questlock? Because by putting the bomb package inside of the deck, it made it so that no longer was Questlock favored against their warrior deck, because they had the Wrench Calibers to just keep blowing up the Warlocks while they were doing their plot twists and shit. Isn't that?
Yeah, that was like the whole idea. And it basically like wiped out Questlock. I mean, as you can see right there, Warlock's at the bottom. And like I barely see it on ladder anymore because it's so risky to bring. So risky to play because like, I mean, even if you don't get a Bomb Warrior, it's still... There's still like matchups like Hunter. Like Hunter's pretty up there too. And Demon Hunter could sometimes feel like a 50-50 too. So it's just like it's one of those decks like you're just always playing from behind. And people don't like that, I think. That's just not, I don't know.
I love it too. Legend. Except when I ran into a warrior, it's like, shit, I guess I lose.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You get to Legend with Quest Warlock?
Yeah, I got to Legend with Quest Warlock.
It's kind of impressive. I wouldn't recommend that to most people though, honestly. Yeah,
it's a hard deck.
If you don't know how, I would just because Risai can do it doesn't mean we all can. So yeah, I don't know. If I could get to Legend with Quest Warlock, probably would not happen correctly for me. So
yeah, it's a tough deck. I still like I've played it. I feel like I played it like a bit, like quite a bit. And I still, there's so many times where I'm like, what do I do here? I have no idea what I'm doing. There's like so many different ways to go about it. And it's like, can I even afford to tap right now? Or do I have to waste something like a Dark Skies? Should I save it for later? Like it's a very complex deck. But I mean, if you just tap into 0 mana Malagos, then it's very easy, yes.
Sometimes you have to go for that. It's like, I can't win unless I have the exact miracle happen. And then you get the miracle and it's great.
Good game.
Do you guys want to pivot to the tweet about the meta that we wanted to talk about?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that. All right, so this is going to be a little zoomed up, but I'll zoom out.
Stated by the European Grandmaster, RDU. Oh my god. I don't know if we can
Yeah.
see the tweet correctly on the screen. I think.
Oh, I pulled up the. This is not his tweet. This is the match that he picked. The picture of it. But I can pull up the tweet if you'd like me to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically,
Give me 1 second.
I can just paraphrase it because I'm reading it right now. So he basically wrote that I can't believe people think Mage is good and some even do well with it. The deck is unplayable. And that was the hot take inside of the tweet, is that Mage is unplayable. Which is, I guess I kind of agree with on a tournament basis. But D-Money has an interesting perspective on this, right?
I mean, this was just funny to me because I am, if you guys don't know, I am currently top 16 with Reno Mage right now, and like just purely Reno Mage. And him saying it's unplayable is just pretty hilarious from my point of view. But I think he is talking about in tournaments. I'm not sure. He didn't really specify, but I mean he's talking about his tournament match in this tweet. So if he's talking about it being unplayable in tournaments, then I pretty much agree. But if he's talking about just in general, then that's pretty just laughable, right?
I would assume he's talking about tournaments, right? Because he posts a picture of him in the tournament, right? And he's talking about
Yes.
So
I mean, he just said the deck is unplayable.
Yeah, but in the context for me, I would take this as 100%. This is like, if you bring Mage to a tournament, that's a mistake. I think that's what he's trying to get to. And I think you even mentioned that you, like, if you were to like go into Grands Masters, you don't even think you would be able to bring Mage. I think like I directly heard you say that. Maybe yesterday, was it, when you're freaking slaying it on ladder? Again, congrats on that.
Thank you.
Top 16. I mean, it was pretty. You're killing it, dude. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, the deck is really good. It's just I don't know if it would be different in a 4 deck format for tournaments, but as far as like 3 deck format, it just seems like it just doesn't fit in with like any lineup, and you're always going to get countered by like 2 of the decks that they bring, and you can't ban 2 decks. So like I wish it was playable in tournaments, but I do agree with him. If he's talking about in tournaments being unplayable, I agree with him. I haven't done the math. I haven't like tried to make a lineup for 4 decks, so maybe you can get a lineup that works with it. But yeah, him talking about how it's unplayable did spark some emotion from, I think, Language Hacker. Coming back at him saying like, just because I bring it, like I should be able to bring whatever I want and whatever, and then this turned into some drama there and other people got involved. Yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah, I don't know why this is even a big deal. Like, I would look at this and just be like, I appreciate the feedback. Like, I would just take this as like, a good player saying maybe Mage isn't good enough to bring into a tournament. But people, like, I don't know, they seem to get mad over. Like, this does not, to me, seems like so irrelevant.
I think it's just the way that he phrased it, and like I understand people getting like annoyed by it, because if I'm playing a deck and somebody's saying that it's unplayable, and like I brought it to like this big tournament, that's kind of like a slap in the face. And like I used to play like Highlander Shaman a bit on ladder, and like I was like top like 150 with it, and I was playing against like these like top players, and they were like bashing my deck, saying that it's unplayable,
that's good,
and that you can't get wins with it. And it's frustrating to like the person that's actually like playing the deck that like thinks it's like good. So if other people think that the deck is actually good in the tournaments, it's gonna be pretty infuriating.
I would treat that as like a compliment to you though, right? Because if somebody is gonna call your deck bad and then they lose to it, that makes them worse.
Yes.
So
but they only lost because he drew the nuts though. It's not because
absolutely.
You have a bad matchup. It's like the one bad matchup your deck has, a deck that no one plays.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I understand why people would be people that brought Mage in the tournament would be upset about it, but I mean, I wouldn't really take it to heart too much. I mean, if he doesn't want to bring it, then he doesn't have to bring it. That's fine.
I think there's a lot of skill behind piloting Mage. And I think that saying it's good because of your success with it, or saying it's bad because of RDU's take on it being into perspective is completely pretty much dependent on the player who's playing it. Because I've watched Silvername like Nene a whole bunch of unfavorable matches with Mage, and he just insistently brings it to everything, and he's going to World Finals, and he brought a Mage list every single time. Now, does that mean Mage is good? No, it's probably not. But it's good when he plays it, just like it's good when you play it. But overall, to most people, I'd probably say it isn't super playable in the lineup of what other people are going to be throwing at you majority of the time.
I have no idea how you do so good with it. I'm gonna be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
Like if I were just to like look at it and be like, oh yeah, Mage is unplayable right now. I'm like over exaggerating, of course. I'm not saying like it's unplayable, but it's like it's so hard to play Mage well against the specific metagame right now. And I think that's just what he's saying. He's over exaggerating, saying that it's unplayable when it's just suboptimal.
Yeah. Like the way I'm saying, like the way he phrased it, yeah, it could. You can see how like it triggers like certain people, like like me, or like people that actually like play Mage a shitload, and are successful with it. And you know, he is like primarily a battleground streamer, so you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
deck
guess you're-
is. Yeah, go ahead.
You're in a different pair of shoes than, you know, when I, because I play different decks all the time, right? But yeah, you're right. You play Mage all the time. So saying like a deck that you do really good with, I can see how that, you know what I mean? Like I feel where you're coming from there.
Thank you.
I don't think that the deck is. I kind of completely agree with RDU, and I think D-Money's success with the deck specifically in the saying doesn't say that Mage is good. It says that D-Money is great, and that is something I agree with. That is what I get out of all of this. Is that like?
I mean, if that's the takeaway, I'll take it. You know,
it's my takeaway.
I mean, you've
Just being
piloted the
honest.
deck for hundreds and hundreds of games now, right? So you've got so much experience built up that like when you see a situation, right, you're like, I've been through this, I've done this. Even though the situation doesn't occur often, I already have the experience in here. I'm going to navigate it in this way, and this is the highest probability that I'll win. Even if it's 1 or 2%, that's still 1 or 2%, which is a couple games every 100, which adds up. So
yeah, it does. I can't count the amount of times where I had to choose between going into like a power creation or like a Dragon Queen Alexstrasza to help me win the game, and like the difference, like I'll just choose the one that I know has like I just playing it so much, you know, like what has the better odds kind of thing, you know. And like I don't want to say I'm a one trick, but I think I've actually just been playing like mostly Reno Mage for like the past like 8 months. I was like looking back yesterday. It's been a long time that I've just been playing this deck, and it's just the most fun deck it's been the most fun deck in the game, and it's just been like an overall solid deck. So I
like watching.
Can't get enough. It's content too.
Yeah, it's funny. Does random things. You never know what's gonna happen. It's exciting. I like it.
So Risai, what have you been farming? What's your favorite so far this expansion? What's caught your eye?
Favorite deck?
Yeah.
Most fun deck so far has probably been Quest Warlock, but it's really not the best right now. I believe I've had the most success with, like everyone, Bomb Warrior and Rage Warrior, different flavors of Warrior. And I guess surprisingly, I absolutely suck with Demon Hunter. I don't get how people play Demon Hunter so successfully. Is it just not my playstyle where I can't like fully commit to being all in? Do I trade too much? I don't know, Draco. You're the
I've started coaching it, and I think a lot of people make the same mistakes, which is not evaluating swings with the weapons, and when it's time to, the people don't know when they need to attack, or like when it's okay to break weapons and when it's not. And a lot of times people are like not going to put a Warglaves over top of an Umberwing, which is super dumb. You know, you're like, no, just break the 1/1 weapon, hit him in the face with the 3 damage, and like people don't think about the things that are awkward to do. And in terms of, does that make sense? Like a lot of people don't do the things that feel bad, but in reality push the most damage.
Yeah,
that's what I see.
I just like whenever I run into a Demon Hunter, it's like, oh man, they got the best thing ever. And then I play Demon Hunter and I'm just like literally blind to doing whatever it feels right. And it's not working out. It doesn't come together. So there is a bit of skill that goes into playing Demon Hunter.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about the other a couple podcasts ago, because me and Draco actually did a co-op, and he was playing Reno Mage and I was playing Demon Hunter, so we did like a role reversal kind of thing. And I was saying the same thing, like there is more skill than it seems. Like there's these tiny little nuances that like you can do with your turns and like setups that you can do. But I mean, sometimes it's just blatantly like you're playing your cards. Yes.
If you draw like the correct curve, they get blown out. But that's the same thing with like Highlander Hunter and stuff too. Where
I mean, it's the same thing with like Mage too. Like if you draw if you draw Mana Saber into Dragoncaster into Power Creation, you just win the game in like certain matchups, and it's pretty stupid. But
if you get like Battlefiend Sidekick into Umberwing, into Satyr Overseer, into Kane Sunfury, into Adept with this Twin Slice, into Metamorphosis on 6 to hit him in the you know what I mean? Like that, you can't come back from that. They're just gonna die. But that's not the normal situation.
If you get Terror Cash into Ankar, into Pirate, no. You can do that with almost every deck.
Oh my gosh. Guys, play Pirates and Wild. I'm telling everyone to do this. If you have the cards, just do it for yourself and do it for a brief moment, but you will have a hell of a time. It is so funny. The way Corsair Cash works now with Ankar, it now instead of like worrying about like you do the cannons and spit everything out on the board, but you just bring one weapon and 2 Corsair Caches, a ton of upgrades, and then eventually you just have like a 9 Ankar hitting them in the face with like 5 cannons spitting out everything. It's so stupid. It's so funny. Yeah, go ahead.
I've been thinking about playing Wild a little bit recently, and which is like so out of the norm for me. I saw somebody playing a Yogg deck on stream the other day, and I was like, you know what, I can get behind like a clown. Like that's the only way I'll play Wild is like if I just play like something like so memey, like
a Clown Fiesta deck,
like a Casino Mage deck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just want more boxes, don't you?
Pretty much. Yeah. I'm addicted, man. I can't help it.
Quest Mage is actually really skill cappy, and it's really fun. So you should definitely experience that as a Mage player. I mean, I'm just saying you should give yourself that moment. Like you should play it, learn to pilot it, and enjoy it, because you as a person who loves playing Mage would probably just figure out how to do it really well, and you'll probably hit like top like 20 Wild Legend immediately. It'll be fun. But it's something to learn to pilot. It's not easy. You know what I mean? Even though it's the best deck in Wild-ish, it requires a lot of understanding of it, since it's kind of complicated. It has 10 conditions. You have to pick one.
He's telling you to take off the training weights.
Yeah, try it out. Play with Quest Mage and
There's
Wild.
just certain things that are not. They just don't seem like they're gonna be fun to me. I don't know. I just don't like the whole like what
skipping
the quest
your
does.
opponent's turn.
Yeah, I don't like things that are so uninteractive like that. You know, I'm not that degenerate, Draco. Okay, not as much as you think. I'm kidding. I'm sorry to anybody who plays Quest Mage. I don't even play Wild.
Demon Hunter player telling everyone to play degenerate decks.
Yes. There you go. I feel like that's the only fair way, right? You know, at least I'm telling people like, you know, do it too. You know.
So, I'm telling everyone to play Bomb Warrior. Totally not degenerate.
That's probably, it kind of is in its own way, right?
Yeah.
Vargoth Time Warp. Skip your opponent's next 2 turns. Shit is so dumb.
You don't even need to do that though. That's that card isn't even necessary for like the combo, because majority of the time you just throw out a 1 giant, get a Time Warp, and hit them for the 16, and they're like dead or something. So
yeah.
I mean, now there's also, you could do more than Vargoth, just Vargoth Time Warp. You could do Vargoth plus that guy that the end of your turn effects trigger again or something.
Ah, skip 3 turns.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah. All right,
want
should we move to the next segment?
Yeah, what do we have here? We've got the new Demon Hunter skin. Draco, I know you're probably super excited about this.
I know. I don't think I'm going to use her more than I use my 1K, but I want to have the variety just so I can change it up, because I do. Then I can make it like a channel point reward or something. You know, I don't know.
That's smart.
Yeah, but I listened. If you listen to her voice lines, it's on YouTube, guys. Some of them are really cool, and we were talking about this. A Warshack's computer was fixing. It's super cool the way they build all of these specific voice lines into playing specific cards that are part of the class, and she has so many of them, like 9 or 10 of them for that are just specific voice lines for cards, and I love it. I just love it. So
yeah, I was talking about how like the portrait looks really cool, but I think that if you have the 1K portrait, you're gonna use the 1K portrait regardless. So rip to all you Demon Hunter fanatics that Blizzard baited you. They baited you into playing that class so much because now you got your 1K portrait, and now they release this new portrait that you're not even going to use. Damn, how does it feel? That sucks.
It feels weird.
Sorry.
Well, it's behind a pretty big paywall too, right?
Probably like $20.
Yeah, you're going to buy it.
Yeah, you also get some packs with it.
Yeah, you get new...
this new skin is going to cover up my like 30 Demon Hunter wins, though. It'll make me better.
Yeah, that makes sense to me, man.
Yeah, I mean, there should totally be like there should be alternative skins for like 1K wins with other skins, you know. Or I'd phrase that horribly, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like if you have 1K wins, yeah, then like the Arana Starseeker should look different or something.
Yeah,
1K okay.
Hazelbark skin.
That'd be really cool.
What skin?
A 1K Madame Hazelbark. The tree.
Yes.
The tree druid.
Dude, that's like a door, creepy.
The table. With eyes on it.
I love that.
Man. Is that messed up? Is that like a tree?
That's pretty messed up. The treants, you're turning them into actual furniture. That's terrible.
Hazelbark goes to the wood shop.
You're just playing.
It never comes out. Oh my gosh. No, that would be a really good idea though, changing like all of the skins that you've gotten and having like a 1K for each of them. And I also think they should put in like a 5K or like a 2K. You know what I mean? Like even more stuff.
Yeah.
Like why not have it? It should be uncapped. The potential should be limitless.
I agree.
Yeah, like you need to. It's just more incentive for people to keep playing. So it's like, why would they not do it? I think they'll do it eventually with like either 2K or 5K. But I mean, right now they're just focused on the very important things like Battlegrounds. So you gotta.
The Battlegrounds patch this week was amazing, though. We're talking about the Fellfire Festival in general right now, guys. But hopefully other people enjoy Battlegrounds. I don't stream Battlegrounds, but I play it a lot. And I don't think I've had as much fun playing it since it's been out until right now again. Like I loved it originally when it came out, and this right here is even more fun than the Dragons release for it, to me at least. I like the economy based skills and the way those work with some of the characters. It feels great.
Yeah, I think the new heroes are a lot of fun too. I mean, they added a ton of new cards, of course, and like the pirates are so much fun. I really, every time I play the pirates, I take 8th place, but I have so much fun. I really haven't been able to do all of them at all, but I like just having them in the pool. I like the whole one faction or whatever, one thing sits out, like either pirates or beasts or whatever, they sit out for the round. I think that's a really cool concept. Yeah, I think I'm really happy with the Battlegrounds thing right now. I play it all the time off stream. I was playing it last night for like a few hours too.
Really?
I love it. Yeah. I play like every night.
I have not touched it since basically the second week it came out. I played for 2 weeks and I've never played it since. So is this something I should take a look at again?
Yeah, it's fun.
I mean,
What'd you say, Risai?
I'm kind of on the same boat. I played it like crazy. I would stay up to like 2-3 a.m. playing it after streaming. Mm-hmm. And then one day I'm just like, no, this is too much. I need to get some sleep. And ever since then, I've been sleeping soundly. Should I get back into it? Should I disrupt my sleep cycle for pirates?
Yes, definitely.
It's worth it. It's really fun, man. Like I love playing Battlegrounds when I'm watching like TV and stuff. and I'm like just like kicking it back on like my iPad or something versus like being like super engaged when I'm playing competitive. I feel like I can, be a little bit more lax when I'm playing Battlegrounds sometimes, and that's nice. I don't know.
I mean, you're missing out on like all the BG's dreams that you could be having when you go to sleep. Once when you queue like 10 games in a row, then once you go to sleep right afterwards, you're gonna be in a never-ending Battlegrounds game, and you're gonna get like the nuts, and it's gonna be crazy. Like you need to explore some more. It's a lot of fun right now, and like it's just like Draco was saying, like it's a nice like casual thing to just play, like just hang out, just watch some YouTube videos, whatever, and just be playing. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Okay. I will move it higher in the priority list to give it a go again. Probably not, but I'll move it up a couple notches.
Is there anything else we're excited about on this lineup here, though? Like, because I feel like now that I'm looking at it, it's all kind of like jank. Some of the same things are there like multiple times. Like, what is this? Why did they do that? Blizzard.
Yeah, like here. It's the same.
They put a classic pack to show us that there's a tavern brawl. This is so lame. Like, this is I don't know. The marketing team here is there. I don't know.
Did you know, chat, that if you play the Tavern Brawl, you can get this classic pack?
Why do they have to put that as a graphic to announce that? It's so mundane.
Oh my god!
They need to fill that space. Yeah.
Sidebar,
they paid people for this.
Called the Golden Kael'thas. We were like, yo, this card is the only reason you can't craft it gold is because they're gonna give it to you for like pre-ordering BlizzCon or something. This is close.
Actually, they may have. That might have been their original plan for this card, to be honest.
Yep.
That's what I thought it was.
Maybe not.
When I was looking over this, when I was looking over like the patch notes and like all this new stuff that they announced, I was like, oh my gosh, new Battlegrounds changes. This is awesome. Then I was like so excited to keep reading. And then it's like solo adventure, no new cards. I'm like, okay, I don't care. And then it's like another solo thing, no new card. Okay. Tavern Brawls. Okay. And then Legendary Quests. I was like, yes, we get packs. That's cool. Legendary Quests are awesome. And that was it. It was just.
Did you know that we're getting Tavern Brawls next week?
Oh my god.
We get the opportunity to buy a new Demon Hunter hero, guys. This in Vengeance World is a big deal, but I realize not everyone lives in that universe.
So I've got a question. Do you guys actually play Tavern Brawl?
No. I've stopped playing Tavern Brawl like months and months ago. No.
You don't even play it for the one pack?
I don't even play it for the one pack. I'm too lazy to play it for the one pack.
I do it like once or twice
exactly.
Once
or twice a month?
It depends on what mood I'm in, what I feel like doing. Sometimes I'll look at it, read what it's like, and does it make me build a deck? No. Then I'm like, okay, I'll do it right now.
Yeah, if it makes me build a deck, then like I'm gonna put that off until like the night before the new one comes out. Like, unless somebody wants to link me a deck for it, like I'm too lazy. Or if it's like one of those ones that you only have to make like a 3-card deck, sure, I'll do it really quick. I'll just throw in whatever bullshit I can do.
Brawliseum is sick though. Side note.
What is?
Brawliseum, love that.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest things they ever did with it.
I want.
Besides that, it's like
Brawliseum. I want more of those, like where we fight each other for packs and stuff like that in like a weird context and like.
Yeah, it's like an arena run, but with like standard stuff, and you pay to enter, and you get like actually like sick rewards. You used to get like really good rewards.
Yeah, and it's not MMR based.
12 wins. It was like what 60 packs or something crazy like that.
It was a lot.
I thought that was called something else.
No, that was it. I think you got like a golden legendary too, or something. I don't know. It was like really good stuff.
I mean, God, sorry.
There was a one where you had to pay more gold for it, like 10,000 instead of like 100 or something like that. Not 10,000, 1,000 instead of 100, or you could pay like real money to enter it. But if you're pretty good at Hearthstone, you definitely get your money's worth or your gold's worth just doing it. I do believe there was a different name. There's Brawliseum and another like lower stakes one that I don't remember the name
Yeah.
of because they're basically the same thing.
Okay, I might be thinking of the other one, but okay, yeah. Well, that was cool.
Yeah, I think Blizzard was like, people are getting too much out of this.
Yeah.
So then they lowered it to 100 gold and they reduced the rewards, and then they just got rid of it.
It's so rewarding to us non-casuals that can compete in those, right? Because it doesn't base you in matchmaking off of your rank or MMR. It bases you off of the amount of wins people have. So we're all used to playing people at the same skill level, but the first game you get, you're just playing against someone on their first game. So a lot of times, like if you're a person who plays this game every single day, you're not probably going to get matched up against someone who plays the game every single day. So it's like a very good feeling for you as a player, because you realize when you're going through it up until you get to like 10 wins, like you're only just like probably like scraping the floor with people if you're a person who like is super into Hearthstone. So that's fun, you know?
I also like taking candies from babies.
It's great. Yes,
my gosh.
you just wipe people in Brawlasium and then take a whole bunch of cards at the end of it. It's like the best gamble of your life. It's like instead of paying money to get more packs, you can just kick a whole bunch of ass and then enter again and kick more ass and then get more packs. And you're just like, oh, this is great. This is the system that always should have been in place. Now I get packs for being good. It's nice. Come back, Brawlasium. Come back.
I mean, I would just love if they did something else with. I know they're like introducing a new mode eventually, but like I always thought, like after they first announced Tavern Brawl, like it was like cool for like the first like couple months or whatever, and then it was just like, who is ever gonna play this for more than one win? There's literally no incentive at all. I feel like they should have added some kind of incentive for the Tavern Brawl. So like if you get to like 10 wins, you get an extra pack. Or like a rare or something. I don't know what they would do, but like,
Rare.
I actually believe that Tavern Brawl, I don't think it's targeted towards us, the people who play Hearthstone like hours and hours on a day. I think it's targeted more towards the casual audience, the people who play free to play, the people who don't have a big collection. I think it's targeted more towards them to give them modes to play, as opposed to us who we all have giant collections already. That's one of the reasons why I don't play anymore. I'm okay with my classic collection. I don't really need the 40 dust that I get from the packs. But other people who don't play that much, who only play like maybe once or twice a week, they pop in, it's like, oh, this Tavern Brawl is pretty cool, and it gives me a deck. I don't need to have a whole bunch of cards to play it. Let's play some Hearthstone. And I think that's a very neat way to play Hearthstone. That's how I used to play.
that's true, but also there's the Tavern Brawls that like reward you for having like wild cards and all that. So like it is for people that have big collections and for people that have small collections, depending on the week, sure. But yeah, I can see it's basically just a casual mode in general.
I think he's right though. I think he hit it on the nose with what he was saying.
Yeah.
There. It's definitely not targeted at us. Like the fact that we don't love it doesn't really like mean anything about the mode because we're a specific bias. We're Hearthstone streamers, you know. So
what are you talking about? Anything talked about on the Metabreakers podcast comes true. So if we want to push for something here, all right.
Yes.
Rotating meta. I vote that in.
They're gonna be like, we're gonna remove Tavern Brawl because we've heard through an overwhelming majority of our hardcore audience that it's a waste of time and that no one needs the free pack. So no more Tavern Brawl, guys. It's all Dan's fault.
Dan's game.
So what is next? I don't think there's really much more to talk about other than Golden Kael'thas and great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this.
All right, so we have a tweet here that was deleted.
Sticky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is part of the drama that was coming up yesterday, guys, on Twitter.
Drama.
We didn't key Rob into all of this, so he's
I
reading this for his first time right now. So
I have no idea what I'm reading right now. Okay, so does someone else want to go into it, or should I just read it out loud as a first-time looker here? Like, what
I
should
think
it?
Sounds great. Let's
You
read
can
it.
read it out loud.
All right, imagine a Grandmaster system where one top 8 is worth more than consistent results over multiple Masters tours. Congrats to Brimful and Rami, whoever you guys are. Okay, that's some raw being spit right there. Whoever you guys are, Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So this came from Impact, which I've seen his name pop up in the community before. I'm not like super familiar with him, but I've seen, he's been playing Hearthstone for quite some time, from what I remember. So,
He's got a check
Yeah.
mark.
Yeah.
he does? Oh my God, he does.
He
I don't even have
somehow
a
has
check
a
mark.
check mark, and he only has like 2,300 followers. I don't know how that happened.
What? 2,300?
Yeah.
Signed on to an esports league. I believe you can leverage that stuff to get your check
Okay.
mark.
Good to know.
Well,
Yeah, D-Money's like writing it down. He's like, I just came up with a team. I'm getting my check mark soon.
So, guys, I don't think this man is making a positive impact with his statements here. I gotta go home.
You are the reason I have a bunch of numbered League of Legends accounts banned. Ha ha ha.
That's just
And
as
you.
being said.
Okay. Ha ha ha. And you are. I know about you because Rami. Team tag you. Wish you luck. Many. Why is many capitalized randomly in the middle of? All right. Don't worry about it. And how you return that with this? Come on. I don't know. All right. So random rant. If you're going to insult someone on the internet, you should probably make sure you put periods in the right spot and you capitalize the first letter of the sentence just so like it comes across better. Just
Thanks,
a tip
Mom.
if you're gonna try. Yeah, if you're just gonna try to roast someone on the internet, it's just best to make it look like you have like the spelling of somebody higher than like a 5th grader.
Life tip from Warshack
true.
right here
Yeah,
to everyone.
like, when I'm like shit posting, like I need to read that over like 5 different times. Like,
Absolutely.
just make sure like it's perfect. Like
Yeah, it needs to be the perfect shit. It can't just be shit. It's got to be good shit.
I hope this guy plays Hearthstone better than he writes English.
Yeah, you need to like make sure that the person that you're like shit posting about is not going to be able to take what you said and put it back at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important.
You can't fling that shit back. It's sticky. It needs to be good.
Yeah, but it was pretty. It's pretty disrespectful that he was saying whoever you guys are, like because these players, of course, put in like a ton of hours to get to this point, and like just blatantly insulting them because of the way that the format is, not even their fault, is just pretty childish, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like a valid point. Then he added a sideways insult that was completely uncalled for at the end of it. It's a good point. But then all of a sudden he just turns into an asshole. That invalidates the whole point too, because all of a sudden you don't even want to think about what he's saying because he just sounds like a jerk.
Yeah, just remove the whole congrats part, and then your 2 sentence or your 1 sentence, your 1 run-on sentence is fine. Like, yeah. But.
Yeah. So the whole thing about this was he took down the tweet, and then I believe Misplay had tweeted this. He had screenshotted it before he took it down, and he tweeted this afterwards, and he was like, "Yeah, you're embarrassed about your deleted tweet," and then. He commented
down. Like if you go to the main tweet, you can scroll down. You can see his response to it. But
yeah, that's what I was gonna go in about. Yeah, if you could see, he did. Well, now I gotta get back to it. I wanna.
Is this on this or is this our next part you're talking about? Or are we just?
No, it's on the same tweet. Just get off the picture, go back into it, and then scroll down. The replies to Misplay. You see.
Oh, Mr. Ham replied.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we got some fire reaction here. All right, what are we looking for?
Is this the same dude who stole like $4,000 worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Incidentally, I have no idea what he means by that. Now I just want to know more about this juicy
Yu-Gi-Oh thief.
Yeah.
This is all I see. It stops right here.
It was his other comment. It was the Josh Graham comment there.
Okay.
He commented on it.
Oh my god, he stole Yu-Gi-Oh cards. He's like the real life Weevil Longbottom. That's the worst thing to ever be, and it is this guy.
Dude, I hated Weevil.
True.
It's Weevil Underworld.
Sorry, we just needed to point that out.
Yeah, so he did comment on this saying, only thing I'm embarrassed about is offending the Latin American community. I didn't know that Rami was from Latin America and would rather see someone from there make it over someone from US or Canada any day. And this As pocket aces stays below, this ain't it, Chief. This is not.
Well done, Pocket.
Oh my god!
Not the greatest response, man. You had a moment to reel back. And instead, you just double down.
Yeah, like it was either you don't say anything or like this is not it. Like
Admit your mistake.
Damage control. Nah, dude, where's the flint?
well, if I knew I should have referenced somebody else when I said whoever the fuck you are. You know.
This is not how you make friends, chat. You do not talk to people like this guy does on the internet. He doesn't get it right.
Yeah, I don't. If I was this guy, I would be scared to show up to like a Masters tournament next time. It's like in person, you know.
No one's gonna do anything. It just doesn't make you look good. You know what I mean? Like it just
They
doesn't.
might sniff at him and push their glasses up at him. They'll be like,
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know,
they'll huff around him. But no one in the Hearthstone community is gonna actually beef. If it was the fighting game community, all right, that place gets rowdy. They get rowdy. Hearthstone, yeah, I don't really see it.
He's gonna get BM'd. That's the.
There you go.
Everyone's gonna be roping him in the tournament. It's gonna be awful. But yeah, this was some of the drama that was going on yesterday.
Let's be honest. If they run into him in tournament, there's a good chance they won't even realize it's him.
Fair enough. I had no idea who this guy was. Like, I just see him on Twitter, just like.
we should talk about his point though. I mean, even though like, yeah, that's because this is something that's actually very relevant to DMoney right here. Because DMoney is like in Masters qualifiers, which is a similar point system to get into Masters, right? DMoney is like number 6. Are you number 16 in overall points and win rate in like the whole world right now of like all Masters qualifiers? I saw you
something like that. Yeah,
you're pretty far up there. So if the system did reward a sense of consistency, this would impact someone like DMoney right here, because overall he's proved that he is the most consistent, even though that he isn't winning like number 1 in these tournaments and stuff like that. So this guy believes that, you know, maybe we should reward people who are the most consistently good players instead of the ones who just manage to high roll their way into a finish once, which is, I think, is actually a pretty valid point. Yeah, I think it's
I mean, we have talked about this in a previous episode, where like I think Board Control had posted about like we should give whoever has like the highest win rates like an invite as well. And like that's a good thing. Like I saw somebody said for like the last qualifying season for Masters tournament, there were only like 5 people that actually achieved 5 top 8s. Because it is a lot of grinding you have to do to get these top 8s, especially now that they've doubled the capacity of people able to join the tournaments too, the qualifiers. So it is harder to get those top 8s. So I think there should be some kind of system that there's maybe like 20 people that they allow in from like the top 8s, and if they don't reach that amount of people, then they go to like the highest win rate people and choose from there, and those people get the invites. I totally agree with something like that, but at the same time, I mean, if they want to leave it like this, I'm still that's fine with me. I'm just gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna get there eventually. Like I have the fire to get there. Like I don't have to call out other people and baby rage about it. But I agree that there should be something like that. But either way, I'm still gonna give it my all.
You're gonna make an impact.
Yeah, it's gonna be on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing like a lot of tweets of players, you know, kind of giving their feedback and input on what like a really good system would be. A lot of them are referencing some systems that like tournament settings or tournament ways they've done before. But yeah, there was one. I wish I had time to chat with you guys prior to getting on, because I could have pulled it up. I don't remember where the tweet was, but a guy basically listed like all of the players who have played in like all the Open Cups and ran the stats. And he said basically he broke down like the players who had the highest consistencies in these, you know, qualifiers and tournaments and stuff like that. And a lot of these guys who had the highest consistencies were not invited, but towards the bottom with the lower consistencies, but just did really well in one day, which can happen in a card game like Hearthstone. You know, they were invited, and there was like a super large percentage swayed in the favor of like not valuing consistency. And I wish I had brought up the stats of the guy because he did a really good job bringing up the spreadsheet and listing out all the players. I don't know if you guys saw that Reddit post, if it was put onto Reddit, but I know it was a tweet. And yeah, I definitely consistency should be valued very highly. Like high win rates should be valued highly over a large span of games and matches.
I think
it definitely should.
I think it should be a mix of both. People who get like top 8 or like who win a tournament, I feel like they deserve their spot just as much as the person who went out and grinded and got like a 70% win rate over a whole bunch of games. Like, they're just different ways of like qualifying. I just wish they had more ways to qualify for these things. Right now they only have one way, and it's very restrictive in the way that they do it. So if they just had more events, or not necessarily events, but different like ways of doing it, it would be better.
And I think that revolves around with like how long this, like, because if you have more ways to get in, you have more people getting in, which means you have more players playing in these qualifiers, right? Which means that takes more time, which takes more, resources and costs. So to like Blizzard's side of things, like how do they do that in a way that's cost efficient? Because they're business, right? So we're looking at it as the player side of like, hey, this isn't like a very good system for us players who want to play in your tournaments. And they're looking at it as like, this is kind of like the most cost efficient way, maybe right now. I don't know.
I have an idea. They should make a bundle that if you buy it, you get to qualify.
Don't say that too loud. They're going to write this shit down. GM bundle for $1,000. You too can play. Oh shit.
Yeah, there definitely has to be something done about it. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with like you could just have a lucky day. Like that's what it is. Like that's what we're talking about. Like it's the same thing. Like I'm big into bowling, and like you need to just be like, you have to be having like why are you laughing over there? What was that? What was that?
I was laughing at the person writing GM bundle in chat.
Okay.
I was like, oh man, I'm by the Grandmaster's bundle.
So you're laughing at bowling.
Oh, you think we'd be laughing at bowling? Why would we ever laugh at bowling?
Bowling is totally cool.
Yeah, that's right.
It's really cool.
But it's like if you have a good day, like if you're having a good game, like you still need a bit of luck, like to bowl 300. Like it's just you have to have because you have to be lucky, and you just have to have a good day. Like it's the same thing with Masters tournaments. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I had a Tasmanian Devil bowling ball, and let me tell you, I didn't need luck to bowl high point games. When I was 12, I had a really cool Tasmanian Devil bowling ball.
So it's all about.
Left it. Yeah, I left it at the bowling alley. Someone stole it from me.
Oh no!
Yeah, we won't talk about that. Let's move on. What's the next segment?
The DMCA.
Real quick, right before. You mentioned that Blizzard doesn't have the resources to do more qualifying things.
Small
they
indie
could
company.
just be using the same tournaments that they have, but just add another avenue. Like, everyone who gets top 8s gets invited, but then they could also go and they could study the statistics of all of those and be like, okay, this person had an 80% win rate over all of these, but somehow he didn't get top 8. Like, they already have the statistics available to them to potentially invite more people. They just aren't. It's just not in their prerogative right now.
Yeah, so you said a lot of words that don't really apply to what they're going for. You said one, study. That doesn't really happen.
Okay.
You said another one, invest. Yeah, that's not. You said another. I think you said care in there. So you're on the right track, though. I 100% agree.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna increase the amount of people that can get into like these qualifier tournaments, then I could see them like increasing the cap for people to get invites also, and maybe making I mean, I guess it's already. I guess they could change the format to somehow. I don't know. The format might be alright. Whatever. Yeah, I think there just needs to be more room for more people to join, whether it's different avenues or just like more slots in general. Yeah, I think a lot of people are just complaining about it. There's been a lot of people complaining over the past few days about the whole thing. So that's about it. Hopefully they change it. Nothing. All we can do is just keep tweeting about it and just hope for the best, I guess.
Right.
Mhm. This was our last.
Next segment,
post.
right? The last segment.
Yeah, this was the last tweet. Again, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Oh yeah, this is so ridiculous too. This is when RDU basically said that you get a. Is it there? Okay, yeah, it is. Yeah, language hacker would have no chance in Europe. Like that is so sideways as well. What is wrong with these guys this week? Everyone is so mad at one another. You know?
Oh my god. Drop out and I'll requalify and I'll gift 1,000 subs.
I think I agree with language hacker. I find that to be unlikely for him to probably be able to crop out and requalify again. So
I mean, I would like to think that it's like all in good fun, that they're just like bashing each other and like, but they're still like friends. But then if you read the comments, like they are kind of like going back and forth, and it's a little feisty.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like they're entirely friends at all.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that's uncomfortable about reading the thread, is you can tell that these guys are actually there's like truth behind what these people are saying about believing about one another, which is sad.
I like banter.
Me too.
I like competitive banter. It makes Hearthstone much more interesting, because then you have rivalries, right? And then when the match, it makes it, I don't know, it doesn't affect me, and it just makes it a little bit more interesting, because it's like, they're both trying out of their minds when they play each other, right? So
they almost got on television against each other on the tour this weekend, because they both were at 5-2, but then unfortunately, since there was everyone else was undefeated who got into like finals or something by that point, that like their positive record didn't really qualify to be far up in the tournament, so they didn't get to fight each other. But they were about to fight each other if everyone else sucked more, so that would have been cool. So maybe they were just building hype in case it happened. You know what I mean? Like they were like, let's start a Twitter beef this morning. So if we both make it onto it, everyone has to tune in because they want to see us like fight each other because they think we hate each other. That would be.
That's like some YouTube drama kind of stuff. Moving into Hearthstone. I like it.
that is what YouTube influencers do. Make up drama.
Yep.
Hearthstone people would never do that though. Yeah. They would never be anything fake or
Warshack. I'll DM
real.
you after this.
If we get into the big league, guys, we got to start making these like crazy beefs out of like nowhere, just to like create all this controversy around our games. But it's my promise right there. So the next segment, we were going to talk about something that's not entirely Hearthstone related, but it is something relevant to streaming. It's about the DMCA strikes on Twitch this week.
I don't have that.
It's okay. We don't really need a graphic for it. We can kind of just talk about it in general. So if you guys aren't aware about what happened, there was essentially a random subsidiary company of a record label called PEX, I believe. It doesn't really matter the name of the company, but they created this application that can sift through a whole bunch of Twitch clips to find copyright violations. And they basically sicked it on a whole bunch of these top creators for about a few songs. Like I believe one of them was like a 50 Cent song. The other one was like 7 Rings by Ariana Grande. And so they pointed these bots out on all these Twitch creators to find all of these clips that were in violations of, DMCA rights, copyright infringements. And they found, hundreds of thousands of them as well. And all of these people got strikes. And the whole point of this is so that they can get money from Twitch, right? But Twitch doesn't have a way to allow creators to delete their clips, and it's actually impossible to delete something that's over a year old. So with this bot sicking something that's from 2017 and up, it basically put creators in a spot where they were being hit for these violations that they can't do anything about.
I believe they can delete clips. You can delete any clip that you want. It's just that those clips are really old. They were like 2017 to 2019, and it's been like years since then. So everyone thought that they were fine, and they were just randomly hit from something that they did 2 to 3 years ago. And I think that's where the problem lies. You can't mute clips. Yes, Electric Sheep. That is exactly it. You can't mute them.
Yeah. So when I heard about this, I went in to delete my clips, and then I guess because everybody was doing it, you couldn't. Like literally my clips would not load. So then Commander Root put out a tweet of an extension that allowed people to use this Google Chrome extension to delete clips, which I did. And, you know, it really sucks because that's years of like highlights that I had to delete. I didn't get a strike. This was preventative measures.
Oh, well, you shouldn't delete your clips now, right? You know that like they're probably only going to do it for specific songs. And if they do it, then like you're probably
I would rather,
fine.
Probably, but I took a defensive measure. I put up the gates. I fortified the fortress. I did what I needed to do to protect the channel.
This is your life. We realize that, you know? So
I was willing to sacrifice a lot. Sacrifices were made. Clips were deleted. I lost my banana beer clip, which was wonderful. Anyway, so
oh no,
I did. Yeah, so I deleted my clips, and I was very sad about it. But I still play music XD.
Yeah. Who's to say that they're not going to go back and like a previously unclaimed song isn't just going to randomly be claimed? Not under the current DMCA laws. And we have to keep in mind it's not Twitch's fault. It's literally just a byproduct of the archaic DMCA laws that we have just in general that haven't been changed in like tens of years. I don't actually know how long because I didn't actually prepare that much. But yeah, they've been around forever and they're just being enforced now.
Yeah. The rules were always there. It always said you weren't allowed to play music in streams, but I mean, a stream or a music, no music in streams is very sad. Music, I think, it brings a whole nother aspect to the the streamer and allows people with similar tastes to enjoy the music, which allows a deeper connection. You know what I mean? Like, it's very important.
It's a part of your individuality as a streamer, the music that you like and share with people. Not being able to do that makes you a little bit more vanilla in a bad
Absolutely.
way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change a thing.
That's me neither.
That's my
Yeah.
right here. If someone comes specifically tells me they're like, "Yo, DracoCatt, like if you don't do this and this is going to happen and I don't like what this is, I can't prevent this to happen, I might make a change." But until that happens, I'm going to listen to music I like. Some people play Hearthstone better when they listen to music.
I also remember hearing something from, I believe it was DJ Wheatstream, one of the Twitch. I forget what he works for Twitch. They said that they have the capability of striking down live channels that are playing music. So if it ever gets to the point where they're striking down live channels playing your music, yeah, that might be when people will stop playing it. But
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the boat of just playing my music until I get banned, essentially. And if it happens, if they do ban me, then it's like, oh, I guess I've made it as a streamer. You know, they're noticing me. Hey, that's kind of cool. But it would suck because, you know, everybody listening to the same non-copyright music that sounds like elevator music is really not really what I want to. Like at that point, I might even just not have any music at all and just be listening to the Hearthstone sounds, like whatever. I don't know. It's pretty stupid that this is all coming to fruition like this.
But nature sounds. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of bird calls that are pretty, you know.
I don't want to put
attractive.
people to sleep more than I already do. Okay, Warshack.
Hey man, I'm just giving out suggestions. People like bird calls, man. I'm just giving you I don't know, man.
Can you do
some
one for
chirping?
us?
I don't want to lose all the viewers. Sounds of the ocean. Oh yeah, Q&A.
Yeah, we have the Q&A thing on there for now, for a while now. If you guys want to start putting in questions about Hearthstone or about DMCA or whatever, feel free.
Irv Spanish had a pretty good question where he asked if we could input a segment where we talk about off-meta decks that we're enjoying. That's definitely something that we could do, and we could pick one of those out for everyone every week and add that as a segment.
We do try to do that whenever that's applicable. It's just the current meta is really hard to play off-meta decks and be like kind of successful. I know Rob is usually, or the Warshack is usually talking about some unique decks that he's doing well with. That he has like a 70% win rate with one day or something. You know.
Incidentally, D-Money's favorite off-meta deck right now is Mage. No,
That's true. Look up D-Money's number 9 legend Highlander Mage on Hearthstone top decks. It was like trending at one point, as I saw. So
it's been going crazy on like everything right now. It's awesome.
So if you want to play D-Money's off-meta deck, it's right on HearthstoneTopDecks.com. So there you go, guys.
Yeah, I put an ooze in there instead of a frostbolt. That's the secret.
Oh, it's unplayable, man.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. But this week we didn't really talk a lot about the meta as much as we normally do. We've kind of been going hard at it this expansion, talking about it over the last like 3 or 4 podcasts. We went like really in depth into cards and like, you know, the competitive concepts of decks versus one another. And since there's some new things that came out, there's a whole bunch of drama on the internet about Hearthstone this week. Figured we would cover something a little bit different today, just to share what's been going on with the community of the game, instead of making it, you know, grasping at more exotic mount seller shit talking or something. So,
yeah, we'll be back to that next week. Don't worry. Yeah, there's just other stuff to talk about, like the drama and just Masters tournament, which is nice to just go into other things. We did talk about the meta a little bit too. Yeah, I think it was good.
I'm trying to think of any decks that like sprung up. I don't know. I don't even know what I've been playing, to be honest. I have no idea.
Cyclone Mage is kind of off meta right now. It's pretty fun. This is really bad, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all these off meta decks are just not. They can't win consistently at all. It's just like, do you want to have fun and lose games? Like, is that like you could still like have like maybe close to a 50% win rate and you'll be having fun, but like if you're not legend and you're trying to get to legend, then it's just not an option for you. You just have to play the best decks right now. It's hard to be creative, especially with the rotation that just happened. So there's like the least amount of cards available to choose from for the year. But like once the next expansion hits, I think we'll be seeing a lot more creative off meta decks.
Well, and the fact that we're in like the driest point in Hearthstone right now. We're in like the final stretches of when like new cards start getting released and a new expansion comes out, right? Like that, the new cards basically come out every 4 months, and we're at that like 3rd month mark, right?
I think. I mean, Blizzard doesn't even tell us anything, so I don't even know.
Well, they tell us when the packs, the pre-orders are up because they need to get their cash. When the pre-orders come, let me tell you, they're spamming the shit out of my email. It's on the launcher. They're like, I look outside my window, hey, Blizzard over here. But if it ain't packs time, we don't know shit.
Blizzard's very consistent with their release schedule, though. They're usually within like 2 weeks. Like if you look at past releases, they're usually within like a week or 2 of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're very consistent. It's usually like on the 2nd Tuesday or something like that. And yeah, we could just guess when they're going to be releasing more content based off of the past. So,
but they've
There's a good question in chat about, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I just want to make sure we answered it. But someone asked if we saw any good Masters Tour games that were notable and would recommend that they should watch a specific match. Did anyone see anything specific that watches this weekend that they would like to share as like a special interesting match that would be good to watch? No.
I only watched like 2 games.
I'm trying to find the one that I saw last night that I wanted to. That was super crazy. This dude became a grandmaster right when he won. He was like a Turkish player. It was really good, and it was like a whole bunch of quest warlock mirrors, and it was very crazy gameplay the whole time.
I tried looking for it on Twitch, but I couldn't find it.
I get it. I see what you did there.
Why? Why would you? Where would it have gone? Did something change?
Okay,
yeah,
here's the
viewership
brackets.
is still awful.
I'm looking for it, Prox.
I tried watching yesterday, and I don't know what was going on, whether it was my internet or like YouTube's internet or like the stream's internet, but one of the casters sounded like a robot.
I heard
It
that.
was, yeah, and it like wasn't just like a robot for like a small period of time. Like he embraced the warlock or the robot for an extended period of time. So it was very hard to watch when the bee boops were flying. So
The bee boobs. Love it.
Yeah, I think it was Frodan who was having issues with his mic.
yeah, but
Yesterday.
Lorenzo, I think he's one of the newer casters.
Yeah.
He was also having an issue. That's when I was watching I always enjoy Frodan's casting. Even if he bee boop, I would listen to Frodan bee boop.
All right. I found the game that I saw that was probably like had the most unpredictable plays with like some really 200 IQ shit. And it was Rami 94 versus Habu Gabu. That was who, and it was
Rami,
a
who's that guy?
quarterfinal. What's that?
Obviously. Rami, who's that guy?
Who's
Obviously
that?
being sarcastic here.
Yeah,
He's the
absolutely.
guy that Impact on Fire was
Yeah.
was talking crap about.
Yeah, who he was like, whoever you guys are.
Yeah, Rami 94 versus Hamu Gabu. And when I was telling you guys about that one guy who is super like animated every time that he plays, who has the name that's really fun to pronounce, that was Habu Gabu. That was the name I was talking about because it's so funny sounding. And
No,
that's
is.
the guy who when the Demon Hunter didn't have the one drop, he did like a super ridiculously animated excited thing on the start of the game. But that's in that match. So yeah, there you go.
That was it.
That's it. No, it's honestly like they're really good matches. I just thought it was a good one to watch if you wanted to see like some exciting gameplay, some non-typical decisions, and some interesting lines. Definitely.
Yeah, I
one
mean,
to
I
watch.
think the reason why I haven't watched as much, and like a lot of other people haven't watched as much, is because everybody brought like the same exact lineup, and like the people that I saw like a spreadsheet about it or something, like it was like something crazy, like 90% or something of like the people that made it to day 2 or like the whatever the last stretch was. It was like identical lineups, and it's just like you're just watching the same matchups over and over. I could see how it gets pretty boring.
Was that the off curve one? I
like the image of it?
yeah.
I
I think
don't remember exactly,
here.
but
I'm
it
gonna
was like
post
it was like color coded, and it had like everybody had warrior here, everybody had
Is it that one?
something. It was something like this. I don't think it was exactly this, but
Imagine starting an esport team and not watching the esports of the game you play.
Pew 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 pew.
we can move
Wow.
on from that one. There's some questions that we don't have to read. You know that?
It's not
Yeah,
even a
that's not
question.
even a
Why'd you
question.
read it?
Yeah.
I don't think it was
I
a
don't know.
question. I just thought it was an extremely relevant comment.
the spelling checks out. We had to read it.
Well, you know, we're just gonna move on to the next thing here.
Well, that's our goodbye.
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
We'll be taking our leap now.
Hey, Risai, thanks for coming on today. It was a pleasure to have you on. And it was awesome to listen to your insights on the game and everything going on with it. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate that, man.
Any shout outs? You know, hopefully we could get Rizai's channel in the chat here. Shout him out.
Yeah,
real quick.
moderators allow the copy pastas.
There we go, right there.
There we go. Thank you,
Yeah.
Deca Boy.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Are you streaming today at some point?
Maybe. Maybe.
I like
Maybe
it.
tonight. Who knows? So.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
definitely
I like
check
that.
Risai out. It's quality streams. Quality streams.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no D Money top 20 with the unplayable deck, but you know,
Not right now.
Not with
You
that
get up
attitude.
there.
at one point I was no, and now I'm just washed.
Oh. No,
Hey,
you'll
man.
get there. You'll get there. I know. He's Rizai is a high quality player. He's always in Legend. He's always when he really like tries hard, like he'll be at the top. I know it. I remember watching him in the double digits, trying to
Mm-hmm.
get that finish. You know, he's fully capable of it.
Yeah, I never tilt. Sure, let's go with that.
Always
Never
happy,
tilt.
never tilts. Has
Yeah.
never actually even lost a game. Some things he's lost. He's never even lost, chat. Monster this man is. Yeah, but definitely thanks for hanging out, dude. Thanks for being a part of the podcast. Love having you. And I look forward to, chatting with you soon and hopping into your stream.
Hop in those DMs, yeah.
Yeah, I'll slide in those DMs now that I got to know you.
Yeah,
Thanks
that's
for
going
having
to be
me,
the
guys.
end of the podcast.
Thanks for
Fun.
being here, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Yep. Peace out, guys. Later,
Peace.
Gators.
See you guys.